struggling to decorate your Minecraft gardens and find that you're low on inspiration? Well, you're on the right video, as in this mini series of 3 episodes, I'm going to show you 3 ways to design your garden. I'll be using the same area and same building to show you how we can make the most of the space we've got, but give you a beautiful result every time. Today we're going for the complete opposite of fairy and cottagecore, and we're going to modernise our garden. Picture sleek, clean, out-of-the-box designs with a natural twist. There are a small number of CITs in this build, but all can be replaced with in-game plants or blocks to make the furniture. Let's begin digging out a space for the swimming pool. I'm not making it massive as I want to add some plants around the side. This is something I've seen on lots of real life modern gardens from doing some Pinterest research. If you don't want a swimming pool, you can of course just skip this part. I used white concrete blocks for the bottom and the sides of the pool, and I joined 2 sandstone slabs together for the blocks around the pool side. These slabs together with the Mizuno's texture pack retexture the blocks into this gorgeous brick pattern, which really helps to give like a modern feel to the pool. I also added some blocks to give the effect of stairs. Let's now work on adding some greenery around the pool. I added some moss blocks down first to decide where I wanted the beds to be, and then I went in with some coarse dirt blocks for colour. I've actually not used as much dirt as I have in my previous garden videos, as I want this garden to look very clean, and I found that moss just fitted that aesthetic for me. As you may have done if you followed my other videos, start padding out the beds with some leaf blocks as bushes. I always place mine very randomly, but adding them in the corners definitely creates a full look. Now add in some ferns and tall grasses. I'm bulking mine out a little bit with some custom ferns from Mizuno's, although you could easily just use the in-game ferns. A lot of modern builds that I've seen online have these long, really unique looking stepping stones, and I thought it would be great for us to incorporate something like that instead of just a normal path. So I created these with granite blocks in a staggered pattern. Although I used 3 blocks for the stones, you could always alter yours to match the size of your pool. I do go in and change mine a little bit later on, so do bear that in mind. I then filled up the remaining area with more granite blocks, which I'll add to later with some CIT chairs. On to the next part of the garden. I didn't actually want to decorate this side of the house for this build, so I section it off by creating a flower bed there. If you're finding the space around your house to be too big and it's feeling overwhelming, there's nothing wrong with fencing off your garden to minimise the space. A lot of the time it is just quality over quantity. Let's start to build a bed for our greenery, and I want an interesting look for this side of the garden, so I'm going to frame around this wall with a long flower bed and make a big one in the middle. What looks great is if you pop a patio. It can be big or small, completely your choice, either side of the main middle bed, and join them with stepping stones. As you can see, I've already dug out where I want my patios and steps to be, and I was just having an internal battle on which blocks to use. I went with granite blocks for the stepping stones to match the other ones by the pool, and then I chose the same brick blocks from around the poolside for the patio area. Fill your beds in with your desired plants. I chose ferns and bushes again, and I added some white hyacinths and oxeye daisies for a small pop of colour. I find that to keep the clean look for these modern houses, they tend to stick to only a couple of colours for flowers, and more often than not, white was a big hit. Now for the fun bit, adding the water to the stepping stones. I placed down sandstone in between the steps to give the water section a bit of a crisp look and to make the granite stand out, but you can use whatever blocks you want. I also found that the sandstone colour helped join both of the colours of my other chosen blocks together and just worked really well. Another bed on the other side of the water helps to round off and finalise this section of the garden, though it was a lot of trial and error on my part, as I initially thought I wanted slabs surrounding the beds, but spoiler alert, I didn't. The fun part about Minecraft though is that there's no right and wrong, and I'm really glad that I tried that out even though I didn't stick with it. I then break those down and just carry on filling in my bed with the same plants and flowers, and I added some more hedges to other areas of the garden, like by the stairs. To make the garden flow, let's add some stepping stones from the water section to the swimming pool. We'll create stones going up the path towards the door to marry those 2 pathways together. You can have a play around to see what looks good with your garden. Just to tie in the water with the rest of the garden, I do add in some more along the hedges by the pool area, and I extend the water around the bed as well. I love having all of these little areas as they take up garden space, but I think they look really sleek, and I never work with water like this, so it's good to push yourself out of your comfort zone and surprise yourself from time to time. Off camera, I actually changed the stone steps by the pool to smaller ones as they flowed a little bit better, And this might not be to everyone's taste, so don't feel like you have to add in high fences if you don't like how they look. But I do put them there for privacy, but also just to screen off some of the garden from the outside space. It just makes it feel a little bit more secluded. I chose birch fences as I am absolutely in love with the way they look when they're stacked up on top of each other. And a little tip if you are stacking the fences is to add leaves on top of them. This just gives the illusion of climbing plants. And also it helps to distract from the gaps between the top and the bottom of the fences. We've finished with our garden now, so let's take a look at the result. We've created a really interesting, unusual garden by using a mix of water features, stepping stones and greenery. I've added some minor CITs onto the patio area we built together, which is separated by this gorgeous water walkway and plant beds. We've mixed white flowers with evergreen shrubs to make those areas pop. It's only right to create a luxury swimming pool perfect for cooling down on a hot day, surrounded by ferns and grasses for an exotic tropical feel. And if swimming isn't your thing, you can relax in the sun and soak up the rays, wearing sunscreen of course, on another patioed area bearing 2 sun lounges. This draws our One Garden 3 Ways mini-series to a close. I'd love to know what you thought of it and what you'd like to see next. As always, thank you for watching.